All right, so if you open up your book here to start, just kind of an idea of what Unit 5 is going to look like. Obviously, with a handful of days left before the semester ends, we're not going to get through 17 lessons prior to that. So we will obviously continue into second semester with Unit 5. 17 lessons, probably be a quiz or so after 9, around halfway through. You can plan on that. A lot of adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing is pretty much going to be this entire unit, entire 17 lessons. Obviously, you're going to see right away they're going to throw in some negative numbers. This year has been kind of a goofy year for North Dakota temperatures in the winter, but normally we have a lot of negative temperatures by now. We haven't had a lot of that, but temperature, especially Midwest, we get a lot of negatives. So relating to everyday life as far as using negative temperatures, going downhill with elevation. So again, money, spending money is going to be subtracting money from your account. Going into debt, buying a house for more money than you have, having to borrow. We use negatives a lot. Yeah, we use negatives a lot. So the first lesson, go ahead and take a peek. Interpreting negative numbers. So starting off pretty basic. Question number 1 here, it says, here's a weather thermometer. 3 of the numbers have been left out. What numbers go in the boxes? What temperature does the thermometer show? I'd like you to see if you can answer both of those. So go ahead and fill in the boxes for part 1. What are the missing temperatures? And then 2, what temperature does it actually show? And again, making sure we label and making sure we have negative signs are going to be important throughout this unit. Brody, can you help me fill in these boxes?
Yeah.
What do you got?
-5, 10, and 25.
Okay, the other ones were labeled, so I continued that on. There are 3 different temperature scales, Celsius, Fahrenheit, and Kelvin. Obviously, you can see they're all Celsius, so you probably won't need that, but you should for sure label degrees in our thermometer. Number 2, what temperature does the thermometer show? Kaylee, what do you think?
I think it's -2 degrees.
-2?
No.
Okay, it's definitely below 0. It's more than -5. It's warmer than that. I would accept -2. Anybody have anything different? What do you got?
3.
3 degrees?
No, -3.
-3? Okay. That would mean maybe it's a little closer down here, but I mean, that's a degree off. I would probably take that. I'd take -1 also. Hard to know if it's like -1.5. We can't really justify that. So maybe you want to say just about 2 or -2 as well. Either one is fine. Question 2 on page 8. What temperature is shown on each thermometer? Connor, why don't you take the first one for me? What do you got? How many degrees is that?
4 degrees.
Say that again?
4 degrees.
4 degrees, and we're going to say Celsius. It does show us up on top that it's in degrees Celsius. Next one, Cameron, what do you got for the second thermometer? -3 degrees Celsius. I agree with that. Jonas, third one. 5.5 degrees Celsius. Certainly between 5 and 6 there. And the last one. Molly, what do you think on the last one? Negative what? 2? Negative 1.5? Okay, I would say this is -1 here. This is -2. Looks to be between that. I would accept -1.5. degrees Celsius. Now from there I should be able to answer some of these questions. Maverick. We answered number 1, so we're on to number 2. What temperature shows the highest temperature? Which thermometer? Let's call it thermometer 1, 2, 3, or 4. 3 is certainly the highest temperature. Visual there as well. Lowest temperature, Faith. Which one do you think is the lowest temp? Thermometer number 2. And question number 4. Suppose the temperature outside is -4. Is that colder or warmer than the coldest temperature shown? How do you know? So is -4 colder or warmer? Faith said the lowest one was this guy. Is -4 colder or warmer than that? Jonas?
Colder.
How do you know?
Because it's -4 and -3. It just goes less.
So which one's bigger? Okay, -3 is actually bigger. -3 is actually warmer. Remember, this little sign means less than here. An alligator always eats the bigger number, right? -3 is warmer, so -4 is actually colder. It's less than. Lost a degree of temperature. Next question says, here's a picture of sea animals. The number line on the left shows a vertical position of each animal above or below sea level in meters. How far above or below is each animal? And you are measuring to their eye level. Okay, so you're going to their eyes. So let's start with the seagull. How far do you think the seagull is from sea level? Okay, so I'm just going to make a little note by the seagull then that he's 10 meters. Dolphin, again, you're looking at his eye. 3 meters. Penguin, he's at sea level, so 0 meters for him. Or her, I guess. Shark, -3. Or I could write 3 meters below the surface. Either one is fine. Fish, -7. Or 7 meters below sea level. Either way is fine. And the octopus. His eyes kind of look like they're right at 10, I would say. 10 meters. Or -10 if you don't want to write below sea level. Question 2. A ray is 3 meters above the surface of the ocean. How does the distance from the surface of the ocean compare to the vertical distance from the eyes of each of these 3? So we got to draw in that ray. 3 meters above. Okay, so I'm not going to try to draw a ray. I'm just going to write it here.
What's a ray?
I guess I don't know what a mobula ray, but I'm thinking like a stingray that jumped out of the water. I don't even know if they can jump out of the water. Mr. Sky, you know what a mobula ray is? All right. Well, we'll have to ask the Google what he says. Reed will take care of that for us. All right, so how far does that compare to the dolphin? So above or below the dolphin? Or the same, right? So he is 0 meters different from the dolphin.
A mobile ray just kind of looks like a normal stingray.
Okay.
Let me see it.
Well, we don't know what the normal thing is.
All right, compared to the seagull. Yes. 7 meters below the seagull. From the octopus. Careful. Brody. Yeah, it's 10 to here and then another 3 up. So it's 13 above the octopus. Three, an albatross type of bird is 5 meters above the ocean. So 5 meters is going to be the albatross. How does he compare to the dolphin? 2 meters above. How does he compare to the seagull? 5 meters below the seagull. The octopus. Above or below? He's 15 meters above. Clownfish. Hey, Nemo. 2 meters below the surface of the ocean. Two meters below the surface of the ocean. Where is he at compared to the jumping dolphin? Above or below? He is 5 meters below the dolphin. How does he compare to the seagull? 12.
It's 2 meters below the surface.
10 plus 2, right? 12 meters below. Octopus. Above or below? He's 8 above. You're asking for his location. All right, number 5. The vertical distance of a new dolphin from the dolphin in the picture is 3 meters. What is the distance from the surface of the ocean? Now, vertical distance, does that tell us above or below? No. So that means you would have to decide if the dolphin is here, 3 meters above, or 3 meters below. It doesn't specify. Okay, this is 3 meters vertical distance. This is 3 meters vertical distance. Either one is acceptable. Because above or below doesn't matter. So which one do you want to choose?
Below.
Who wants above? Below? All right, so we're going to choose the dolphin is right here. So how far is that away from the surface of the ocean then? 0 meters. It's at the surface of the ocean. 0 meters. All right. You're going to write skip by the Are You Ready here. I want to take a little time and do the card sort. I would like 2 volunteers. Boston, Kinley. Come on up. And you guys are going to help them work their way through the following question.
Oh man, maybe I should go on someone.
You guys come stand right here.
Cool.
Your directions, put these numbers
Okay.
from smallest to biggest.
Uh-oh.
Kind of put them so everybody can see them.
Okay. Oh. How you take like half?
Smallest to biggest. You guys help guide them.
Okay. We got a positive number. Oh crap. Okay.
No, I still can't see it.
Down, down. You guys got all this space on down here.
Okay.
So you're kind of
Everyone
making a
sees
number
it?
line there.
Which goes
So
here.
0. Where does that go, everyone?
Middle.
In the middle.
We don't even know.
Put in the negative 3 to the next.
23.
Okay. Yeah. Where does the 1 go?
What am I?
To the right.
Right above the
Good,
zero.
Brody.
Negative 1.
Oh, I think -1 should go behind.
All right, so you guys want to, the goal here is to kind of make a line.
Oh, that's why. All right.
You know, you might have to
Makes more
go
sense,
kind of
but-
couple lines. But
Makes a lot more sense now.
Okay.
There, we can still see it.
Negative
Negative 23. We do not have enough space.
3.
Here, we'll just put it.
Yeah, skip a few lines.
Oh, now
Where
they
does 2
can't
go?
see it.
I'm clueless
I
too.
don't know, maybe in front of the wall.
Okay.
Yeah, it's there.
No, why don't we just?
3 next to.
2. Good. Okay.
I feel like Bob Ross. Like it's a happy accident. Everything is a happy accident. I'm not.
Good job, Boston, doing a lot there.
Mm-hmm.
Moral support.
Yep. It's without the count. What?
Starting to run off there a
I
little
do
bit.
too.
Move to 13 down.
Oh.
No, all the way to the top.
Can we just cancel the
We do not have enough room.
What 2?
How do you move it up?
Goodness.
Okay, so that's 22.
You can't zoom out either.
Nope, that's as far as it'll zoom out. All right.
Oh well, we got
I'll
it.
kind of get them on the line here. Thank you, guys. We'll see if you agree. Well, you don't know if you're right, so we're going to refrain from clapping at this point.
I don't know, that's 22.
Well, we kind of got them right. We're making.
And it's kind of hard to get them on here, obviously.
I know. You go do it.
I am doing it. Stop yelling at me. Yeah, thank you, thank you. All right, so negative 23s, would that be the smallest then or biggest? Smallest, and as you go here, your numbers should get bigger. Again, this is as far as we can zoom out. So Jonas and Kaylee are going to come up and now add some fractions. See if you agree with those.
You know, I donated to the Scott Milbrandt Fund in Kindred
Yep.
for his kids to go through their college, and now that they're done, I might as well just donate to the Tom Milbrandt
Well, I appreciate that.
Scholarship
I
Fund.
appreciate that.
Yeah,
Interest is really high there.
I know, it's gonna get worse.
Oh, we'll just connect them like that. I'm not sure.
Thank
Main
you.
thing is that
Too
I
far.
sent that in.
I'm just gonna spread mine out a little bit so it's just put it right there.
Yeah, that's gonna be a lot harder. You might wanna make
All right.
Yes, it's gonna be a little harder.
Guys, I'm confused.
Wait, should we take the white stuff off?
Just kind of put it above or below, spread it out as needed. Do the best you can.
Here, you do.
So obviously you get some fractions and decimals now, makes it a little tougher, right? Not all of them are nice 0.5s.
Okay, number 4.
Okay, so like negative 1/4. What decimal is negative 1/4?
negative 0.25.
Is that
Negative
like
0.25.
3?
So that should be
Three,
just
that's
to the
okay.
left of 0.
That's less than 3. Right there.
And it doesn't mean 2.5. So putting those decimals in the right spot are going to be super important.
3/8.
Look at negative 31/3. This one right here. What number is that? What's 31 divided by 3?
It's like
10 and
1/3.
And,
1/8.
33.
It says
10
a little
and
more than
1/3. So negative 10 and 1/3. So just smaller than 10.
Okay, students.
Okay, just smaller than 10.
I'm sure scribbling pretty hard. Yeah.
Okay, we're going to give them about another 30 seconds. We'll see how they do.
7.7.
And again, it's kind of hard because we can't zoom out any further and still have it in that stand. And we'll just discuss what they have.
Close enough. More than 1, 2.5. This is like right. That's like right there. Oh, this is so hard to put in away. 8 back in there.
That's good, guys.
Okay. I
Thank
had
you.
2.
All right, so let's look at a couple of these just to discuss a little more. Again, kind of hard to see. Let's look at the right side. Right side is usually easier, being the positives. 0, this is 0.25, 1. This is a little over 1, right? 1 and 1/8, 2, 2.5. What's this? 2 and 2/3. 2.6 repeating, if you want to look at it that way. That should be right after 2.5, 3, a little over 5, 7, and so on. Negatives are the same way. Now you have the same exact numbers. Notice same exact numbers, but negative. So 0, negative 0.25, negative 1, negative 1 and 1/8, negative 2. These two are a little trickier. Probably the trickiest two to place. Negative 2.5, negative 2 2/3. Which one is smaller?
2.5. No, the 8/3 one. No, 2.5. 8/3 is
Eight-thirds.
This one is smaller. That's negative 2.6. Is a little lower than negative 2.5 if you think of it as a thermometer again, right? Okay, everything else looks very good as we go here. The rest all look right on. So just be very careful on the negatives. Let's take a peek at the first homework assignment here for lesson 5. Starting on page 12. Okay, a lot of dealing with temperature and elevation, just like we talked about today. What's its elevation? Which city was colder? How far apart are they? So we're looking for a distance. That will always be positive. Distance is always going to be positive. How far apart are they? 3, putting in the symbol. Okay, greater than, less than, or equal. Remember, the alligator eats the bigger number. Okay, so looking at the symbols, the first one means greater than, the second one obviously equal, last one means less than. And be careful when you're looking at the negatives. Think about a thermometer. Which one's going to be colder? That's the smallest number. Okay, hold on one second. Question 4, review of percents. And question 5, talking about shades of paint again, so proportional relationships there. So just 5 questions here to start. At least I think. I don't think there's anything on the next page. Nope. 5 questions to start. You got a question, go ahead.
Look at D on number 3.
Look at D on number 3.
There's 2 minuses.
Oh, good question. So this is 5, obviously. Do you remember a rule from elementary of if you have 2 negative signs in a row, what happens? What's that? 2 negatives in a row equal a positive. So you can just get rid of the negatives or put a positive there. So how does 5 compare to positive 5? How does 5 compare to 5? Equal. Any other ones there you want to quickly discuss that might give us trouble?
Oh, G. Minus over fraction.
That just means negative.
like
So they're both negative. Yep, both negative. So you have to decide if 3 over 2, what that is probably as a decimal. It's tough to compare a fraction and a decimal. Make them both fractions or both decimals, okay? So those 5 questions be due tomorrow. If you have any questions while you're working, please let us know. Just raise your hand and we'll help you out.